Well, the winning streak comes to an end at 5 games for our Toronto Blue Jays as they lose 7-2 to the New York Yankees at Yankee Stadium there this afternoon. And, look, we got to remember what this Blue Jays team is. We won 5 in a row. We kind of got used to winning a little bit. And we can't really be upset with the loss because you're playing the 101-win New York Yankees. They're no pushover, especially since they're battling for the AL title in the regular season at least. So, yeah, a 7-2 loss, there's not many positives you can grab from a game like this, but I'm going to grab a few. Number one, TJ Zeuch. I thought he was great. I thought he was amazing for the first 3 innings. First time through the lineup, I thought he did a really good job. And then Aaron Judge touched him up for a double, and Giancarlo Stanton touched him up for a double. And you know what? And this is just a young guy adjusting to the big leagues. The reason I say that, let's go to that Giancarlo Stanton at bat. Meanwhile, the Blue Jays have a 1-0 lead up until this point. Jonathan Davis gets an RBI single to left field, scoring Brandon Drury in the top of the 3rd inning. But let's go to this Giancarlo Stanton at bat. In his very first at bat, what does TJ Zeuch do? He strikes him out with a change-up down and in. So, what happens in the next at bat? As the put-away pitch to get Stanton out, he tried the same thing, and good hitters, great hitters, will make adjustments, in-game adjustments, and make you pay for a mistake. So look, you just can't do it back-to-back times. And he's a young guy, and Luke Mailey's behind the dish, who hasn't caught in feels like forever. But I thought he pitched a great ball game. Other than the couple doubles that he gave up to Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton, and the little bloop snot ball to Mike Ford, I thought he was pretty good. I thought TJ Zeuch, he picks up the loss, unfortunately, but I thought he was all right. Now, with the Jays having him on kind of an innings limit just because the minor leaguers have never pitched in September. Anthony Kay's never pitched in September. Trent Thornton's never pitched in September, and neither is TJ Zeuch. So these guys are in uncharted territory right now, so the Jays are kind of trying to ease their way in. If they're not having an opener for these guys, they're giving them short outings. TJ Zeuch only pitched 4 innings in the ball game today for the Blue Jays, but I'm trying to look at how many pitches he had. If I can even find that. Where is it? Now, he had 70 pitches. Now, normally, 4 innings, 2 runs, 70 pitches, you usually find him out there for the 5th, maybe even the 6th. But because he's on an innings limit, they take him out of the ball game. His line is as so: 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, and 6 strikeouts, a career high for TJ Zeuch in a game, and it was in only 4 innings. Did not walk a batter, and that's something I look at for TJ Zeuch. I'm like, that's another positive. 6 strikeouts. The fact that he only gave up 4 hits over the 4 innings against a really good Yankee team and didn't walk a batter, they're positives you can take from an outing like this for TJ Zeuch. And people who love looking at the stats sheet, his ERA dropped 0.03 from 4.61 to 4.58. So there you go. But you know what? You don't really look at that kind of number because you look at his outing and the way he pitched, and I thought he did really well. I thought he looked really solid out there, made a couple tough pitches. And that's the way it goes sometimes, especially against a really good team in the New York Yankees. Plus, the Jays' offense really wasn't anywhere to be found. James Paxton, unhittable, as usual, against the Blue Jays. And he was dominant over 6 innings against the Jays, and they couldn't get anything done the rest of the way. They got him, They had RBI double from Tasker Hernandez to make it 7-2, scoring Randall Grichuk, but that was it. Not much going for the Blue Jays offensively, total of 2 runs on 6 hits. But the problem continues to arise against these really good teams. The Blue Jays struck out 15 times. You just can't do that. We keep hearing about strikeouts, they're up. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. People are hitting home runs. Yeah, but strikeouts are just not productive. If you've got second and nobody out and you strike out, and you can't do anything with it. However, if he had a fly ball to right field, he's going to move the run over to third, and now all you need is a sac fly to score the run, and then you could be up 1-0 at some point. But instead, a strikeout does nothing for your team. So 15 strikeouts for the Blue Jays in the game today, and against a lot of these great teams. Now, against teams like Houston, who have 3 of the top 10, 5 starters, whatever it is, that ain't strikeouts, and Garrett Cole has 300 Ks, what hasn't been done in forever, pretty much. So those guys are insane. And you look at guys like Chris Sale and David Price, and these guys are insane. But with the Blue Jays, you face, James Paxton, who's had a really good season. He's 15-6 now on the year. He's got 178 strikeouts. But you made, Loizaga, I think his name is. In 2 innings, he struck out 5 times. That's a total of 6 outs in 2 innings. You struck out 5 times. You just can't do that. They're not productive outs, and you got to find a way to get back to ball. Now, with being a young team, I think that's gonna come with it. I think they're gonna learn continuously how to just put bat to ball. That's just simple stuff. Put the ball in play, good things will happen. Now, again, like I said, not great things when it comes to that. There's some positives taken from the game. There's negatives, all that kind of stuff. Kevin Biggio continues his on-base streak of 23 games in a row. He was 1 for 4 in the ball game. Vladdy 1 for 4. Grichuk 1 for 4. We're talking about Jonathan Davis going 1 for 3 with an RBI. And Richard Urania 1 for 3. Teoscar Hernandez 1 for 4 with the RBI double, but he struck out 3 times afterwards. So, other than that, no hits. They were all 1-fers scattered, and it really wasn't a lot of pretty baseball for the Blue Jays today. Plus, Teoscar Hernandez couldn't feel the ball for his life in left field. Now, I'm not going to totally blame him because the sun apparently is one of the worst in baseball in left field at that time of day. So putting him out there, a guy who we have seen in left field in the past and not felt comfortable with him out there, and you put him in that situation as well, it's just a disaster. All right, so guys, pitching-wise, what else do we see? Thomas Pannone, again, look. I'm loving Thomas Pannone out of the bullpen. As a starter, he did not impress me whatsoever. There was a couple starts against the Orioles that were like, ooh, he's pretty good. But it's the Orioles, and a lot of people have had that. But as a bullpen guy, he's an ERA of under 3.7. He's done a great job. He went an inning today, gave up a hit, walked the batter, and got a strikeout, and had a beautiful pickoff of Brett Gardner in that inning, in that 5th inning that he pitched. Did a great job working out of that first and third one out situation with Judge at the plate. He did a great job working around that and found a way. And I loved what he did there. And his ERA dropped to 5.99. Remember, guys, when it was like 6.5 or 6.30 or something? Great job by Thomas Pannone today. Brock Stewart was god-awful, went an inning, gave up 5 hits, 4 runs. All 4 were earned. Well, his ERA was a Blue Jay wasn't bad until a couple games in a row now. I mean, he has not been good. I think there's 2 outings in a row. I think he's been just downright awful. Both are against the Yankees where he's been absolutely lit up. You go back to the last series at home at Rogers Center, he went 2 innings, he had 5 hits, all 6 runs were earned. And then today, 1 inning of 4-run balls. So, I mean, Brock Stewart's kind of showing his true colors and what he's all about, and it's not very pretty. Jordan Romano went 1 inning, gave up a hit, gave up a run. I mean, it seems to be the usual for him, and I hate to see it because I want to see this kid do well. But I think it's time for him. Speaking of time, Elvis Luciano, the Rule 5 pick for the Blue Jays. He had an awful start to the year. They fire him on the 60-day injured list, and he's done for most of the season. Comes back about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that, because he needed to come up to keep him around. And a 19-year-old arm that has some strikeout stuff, you're keeping that damn kid around. So they bring him in, and since he's been called back, he has not allowed a run. I mean, he was called back against the Yankees at home, Baltimore on the road, and then the Yankees today. And he's gone 3 innings, gave up 2 hits in his first outing, but didn't give up a hit against Baltimore, did not give up a hit today. Has not allowed a run, walked 1 guy, and I think that's the key for Luciano, because his numbers are this. He's pitched 29 total innings, 23 walks. That is not good. The fact that in the 3 innings that he's been back, he's only walked the 1 guy, he's given up 2 hits, hasn't allowed a run, and he struck out 2 guys today, which he continues to impress me in that sense, where he's had 3 strikeouts in his last 3 innings. So I'm not saying that this kid, Luciano, is kind of coming into his own already, and he could be a bullpen guy next year if he continues to pitch like this the rest of the season. But if he does pitch like this the rest of the way, you got to have an open mind. Because the Blue Jays need bullpen arms. We've had a carousel, other than Ken Giles at the back end of the pen, it's been all over the place. We all know the amount of pitchers that we've had pitch for this Blue Jays team this season, and it's a joke. So if Elvis Luciano at 19 years old right now can kind of come into his own, I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be in the big league club this year, and I don't even know if it's the right move to do so, because he's never been past, rookie ball down there, Bluefield-wise, right? But something like that. I don't know. I don't know what is going to happen with Elvis Luciano, but I love what I've seen over his last 3 outings. Now, will he be able to continue this the rest of the way and finish off the season strong? I don't know. I can't tell you guys that. But all I can say is that he was not good before he went down injured. And since he's been back against the Yankees twice, I mean, ideally both in blowout games, but went out there and threw scoreless innings. So for Luciano, I kind of take a second look at him and say, hey, Is he maybe going to be ready for next year? I don't know. I don't know what they're going to end up doing with Luciano next season, but all I know is that he did a great job once again today. All right, so the finale of the 3-game set against the Yankees goes tomorrow afternoon. It's a 1:05 first pitch at Yankee Stadium. Trent Thornton, Luis Severino. Great, another guy who gets a ton of strikeouts. All right, that's a 1:05 first pitch there tomorrow afternoon for the Blue Jays. In the finale of the 3-game set. They still have an opportunity to win the series tomorrow afternoon. Trent Thornton on the mound for the Blue Jays. I'm assuming it's going to be an opener, though, because if you look at the last 2 times Trent Thornton has pitched, it's been with an opener, and he has been great coming in and doing 5 great innings both times. So I'm assuming, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'm assuming we're going to see Wilmer Font to start tomorrow, and I'm assuming that we're going to see Trent Thornton to follow. Now, if he ends up starting, I might be a little confused, but if he ends up coming out of the bullpen to relieve Wilmer Font, then great. Font's been unbelievable for the Blue Jays. Thorne's been great over his last couple outings. You want to see this continue for both guys because it looks like Font's probably going to be here next season, which is going to be very nice. And for Trent Thornton, he's part of this future, guys. Wherever he fits, I don't know. But he's a part of this future. Just a matter of where. And seeing him do his thing right now, especially lately, it's great to see. If he can end the year like this, he pretty much can solidify himself a spot next year. I don't know. It's going to be a lot of excitement down the stretch here to kind of see what guys kind of perform to the above expectations to kind of to see what they're all about. And it's really exciting to see, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys did not enjoy the ball game today because it kind of sucked, smack the like button. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the game, your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on Luciano, TJ Zoik, any of the offense, the 15 strikeouts. Let me know, guys, what you want to talk about when it comes to this Blue Jays team. Let me know in the comments below. All right, and check out my main man, Mo Buckets, on Twitter, Blue Jays Wave on Instagram, guys. Go check them out. Great stuff, great content, and the podcast we do weekly is a lot of fun. I enjoy doing it with these guys. They're a lot of fun to talk about, and they know their stuff. So go check it out, guys. Blue Jays Wave on Instagram. Twitter is down below for myself. Follow up, send me a DM, guys. Do all that great stuff, and I will talk to you guys Leafs edition later tonight as they're taking on the Buffalo Sabres in Game 4 of the preseason in Buffalo at the KeyBank Center, as the Leafs look to win back-to-back games against Buffalo, go 2-2 on the preseason, even though it doesn't mean a damn thing. It's nice to see wins nonetheless. And as for our Blue Jays, like we talked about, they play the New York Yankees in the finale of the 3-game set. Luis Severino on the mound for the Yankees. Trent Thornton, it says right now for the Blue Jays, I'm assuming it's going to be a Wilmer Font bullpen and then Wilmer Font open game. All right, 1:05 first pitch at Yankee Stadium. It's the Blue Jays look to win the series. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Talk to you guys then.